Ay, sorry, nakamute pala ako. Ayan. So, once again, good morning, class. So, welcome sa ating synchronous lecture. And I'm using the StreamYard para automatic right after the lecture is ma-upload agad natin siya sa ating YouTube for those students na hindi naka-attend ng ating synchronous lectures para meron silang babalik-balikan. And for those student naman na medyo humihina or naglalag ang kanilang connection or nagbabuffer no, during the lecture video, at least meron silang mababalikan because right after this lecture, it will automatically be uploaded sa ating YouTube channel. Okay? So, before I start, I'm expecting to have 38 students. So, bago tayo mag-start, so while waiting for the others. So, good morning. Mag-shoutout muna tayo kay Risa Nunez, kay Marjorie Duenas. Good morning sa inyo kay Kenneth Tarife, kay Kim Alexandria Magat, kay Alicia Faith Pinto, kay Kelly Ann Rojas, kay Jenica Rohel. Okay. So, yeah, I think let's start. Naririnig naman ako ng maayos, no? Ayan, so pa-shoutout. Na-shoutout na kita, Kenneth Tarife. So, yun. Siguro naririnig naman ako ng maayos kasi narinig nyo naman na nag-shoutout ako. So, let's start our discussion. So, I'll just share my screen. Ayan. All right. Okay. So first of all, no, good morning to DOMT 34 and welcome to our first lecture in our subject event management. So of course, our first lecture is I will give you the introduction to event management. Okay. So first of all, what is the reason why there is a need for us to study this course, or why it is important for management technology students like you to have a skill or knowledge in events management. Okay, in the near future, after you graduate from your diploma, or let's say some of you will choose to ladderize to a bachelor's degree in office administration, or after you get your degree, or after you finish your schooling, it's either your career path will be on a secretarial, or should I say office staff positions, or you can also be a manager in an office, in which regardless of what position you may have in an office environment, especially if you are in a secretarial positions, there will be some instances or occasions that the office will organize events. Okay, from breakfast meetings, client meetings, especially sa mga businesses, there are meron yung mga product launching, even contract signing na mga endorsements or mga endorsers. It also an event. It is also an event. Branch opening, and a lot more. And if you are in a secretarial position or an office staff, okay, it will be an advantage for you now that you have the skill or the knowledge on how to organize an event. Okay, let's say for example, yung boss mo, as the secretary, ikaw ang bibigyan ng task na, let's say your boss will told you, I want you to organize an event for me, or if you know how to manage an event, after you receive the instructions, you will have the confidence na kaya mo. You will have the mindset na sisiw lang yan. Okay? Natutunan ko yan, kaya natutunan ko yan nung nag-aaral pa ako. It will be an easy task for you to accomplish, That is if you will choose the career path in an office environment. Okay? Kasi possible, yung iba sa inyo, you wanted to be a manager or and manage your own business. And one of the businesses that you can establish is an event management. Okay? In event management kasi, it will not require you um, It will not require you a very large amount of capital, no? Kasi you can start as a small time event management business. Okay? Which is, let's say, unti-unti ka lang magpo-purchase ng assets and equipments mo. No, and those are just some of the reasons why, no? It is important, why it is important, no, for us to study this course or this subject, no, that will give you the preparations kung ano man ang career path, no, that you will take in the near future. Okay? So, yan. So let's proceed with our discussion, no, for today about uh, the introduction, no, to event management. Okay, let's start by answering the question, what is an event? Okay, kapag sinabi nating event, no, it is a noun or a thing, no, that happens or isang pangyayari, especially with one importance. No, and these events are creating opportunities for people, no, to connect with an area or to spend time together. No, especially tayo mga Pilipino, no, we are known for celebrations or for bonding. Okay? Yan. Now, with our family and relatives and with our friends, no, to celebrate, no, na kung saan pinaghahandaan talaga natin yung mga celebrations na ganyan, no, mapa-big or small events man yan. Okay? So let's say for example, kapag alam mong malapit ka ng mag-birthday, no, mag-iipon ka na para lang may panghanda, no, or may panglibre, no, sa mga tropa or sa mga close friends, no, or minsan hindi naman ikaw ang may birthday pero minsan may mga preparations ka rin, no? Like nag-iisip ka kung ano yung magandang regalo, no? Especially let's say invited ka sa debut ng tropa mo or classmates. Tapos minsan may mga requirements na ito yung team, dapat ito yung suot. O ikaw dahil excited ka or you are looking forward to attend the party or to attend the event, no, it's either manghihiram ka ng maisusuot mo or magre-renta ka or worst case mapapabili ka, no? And may mga situations na minsan sama-sama pa yung mga tropa to buy, no? Oy mga tol, may susuotin na ba kayo? Tara bili tayo, no? And if you notice, that's how we value an event. So that's how we Filipinos value an event. No, na minsan na if you are the celebrant, you don't care kung mapapagastos ka ng malaki. No, ang importante the word mairaos mo. No, it is a term na usually nating naririnig. No, especially for those people na kahit sakto lang ang budget for their living. No, but when this special occasions, they will really exert an effort, no, just for that event to happen. No, and that's how we Filipinos value an event. No, it is because these events, no, are creating a sense of fun and vibrancy, no, resulting in a strong sense of community, connectivity, pride, and even a sense of place, no, and belonging. Okay, so it is said that event can be described as a public assembly for the purpose of celebration, education, marketing, or reunion. Events can be classified on the basis of their size, type, and context. Okay? So kapag sinabi nating event, no, it is something that happens, no, especially when it is unusual or important. Okay? This event is a unique moment in time, now being celebrated with ceremony and ritual or minsan with tradition, no, to satisfy specific needs. Okay? Let's say for example, kapag dibu, no, it's part of the tradition or the ritual na may 18 roses, no, may 18 something and a lot more, no? And I think there's no need for me to elaborate with you what is event, no, because it is something that is self-explanatory, no? And it is something that even though you can't define, no, or you can't find the words how to explain it, no, it is something that we already know. And by the way pala, meron tayong two classifications of events. Now, we have the planned event and we have the unplanned events. Okay? Kapag sinabi nating unplanned events, unplanned, no, these are the events na hindi plinano na mangyari. No, like we have the accidents, we have the natural disasters, no, and other similar, no. While the planned events naman, no, these are the events that are subject that is the subject of our study, no. And dito sa event management, it will require setup, it will require management and certain length of time. Okay, next. Okay, let's proceed with defining what is event management. All right, event management, it involves creating and developing large-scale events, which might include conferences, conventions, concerts, trade shows, festivals, and ceremonies. This might include managing the teams of people responsible for each function, the budget, and overseeing the execution of the event. Event management involves planning, organizing, execution of live events. There are different types of event management services, which could include a brand or products launch, an exhibition, a concert, or even a conference. It is basically extended form of advertisement through though more interactive. Okay? So kapag sinabi nating event management, no, it is the process of analyzing. It is the process of planning. It is the process of marketing. It is the process of producing and evaluating an event. Okay? Or event management, it is the application of project management, no, to the creation and development of events. Okay? So it involves studying, it involves identifying or devising the event concept, no? Planning the logistics and coordinating the technical aspects bago i-launch yung event. Okay? And there are a lot of things and factors that needs to be considered in event management. Okay? Kasi ang thinking ng karamihan, no, ang usually nasa mindset ng karamihan, madali lang naman mag-design or madali lang naman mag-produce ng event, no? Sasabihin pa nila na maghahanap ka lang naman ng venue, mag-iisip ka lang naman ng magandang team, no, get some food and drinks, magbubook ka lang ng banda or magbibigay ka lang ng invitation, that's it. Okay? But unfortunately, no, hindi siya ganoon kadali. Hindi ganoon kadali ang iniisip ng karamihan na madali lang mag-event management, madali lang mag-organize ng event management. With an experience of organizing an event, no, I can say na hindi siya ganoon kadali, no? Kasi let's say kung ganun lang pala kadali mag-manage ng event, no, katulad ng iniisip nila, no, edi sana walang subject, no, na event management na kailangang pag-aralan ng isang semester, or edi sana walang NC certification sa TESDA, no, na kailangan mo pang magbayad para lang matuto, no, at matrain sa event management, no. Hindi ganoon kadali ang event management because many things na mukha lang madali, no, but creating a successful event requires a lot of hard work, no, and diverse range of skills and experiences from project planning to allocation of budgets. Okay? Okay. So now let's proceed with discussing with you, no, the importance of event management. Okay? So bakit ba importante ang event management? Okay? Sa panahon natin ngayon, no, we are treating events as something na importante. No, nakatulad nga ng sinasabi ko kanina, it is something na pinaghahandaan talaga. Okay? It is something na talagang nag-aalat tayo ng pera just for that event to happen. Okay? Na kung saan hindi lang mga businesses or organizations ang nagko-conduct ng events, no, even for personal or for leisure, no, we are really considering an event, no, as something na may value. Okay? So that's the reason kung bakit naging negosyo, no, ang event management, and that's the reason kung bakit ang daming nag-i-exist ngayon, no, na event management business, no, or companies, because of the increase or demands for event management. Okay? And these event management businesses, no, are the best group of people that can serve as a guide, no, or who can help you to provide things according to your budgets, no. That's why they will closely monitor your requirements or yung mga gusto mong mangyari, no, the society you belong to, and your budget, how much you can spend for an event. Okay, and looking at the perspective, okay, looking at the perspective of the business, or at the end of the business and organizations, the event management is something with importance to them, in such a way that it creates an opportunity to promote one's business. Okay, so in other words, event management is promoting a brand, no, or promoting brand awareness, no, kasi sa kahit na anong negosyo, no, the more popular the brand is, the lesser hesitant people will be trying out that product, no. And aside from the brand or business promotion, no, sa tulong ng iba't ibang events, businesses have exposures that can build a positive image of the overall company, no, or the brand of the product itself. And if you notice, some brands or some companies are creating events, no, na kung saan their main objective is to promote their products. Okay? Andyan yung San Miguel Oktoberfest. No, sino dito yung naabutan nyo pa yung San Miguel Oktoberfest, o baka dahil sa sobrang I mean, ang last ata na nag-conduct ang San Miguel is, kung di ako nagkakamali, 2016, 2017 or 2018. So that's a very good example, no? Yung San Miguel Oktoberfest. No, it's a band's concert. Nabubulol ako, sorry. It is a band concert, no? Performance with free drinks, no? Of course, yung drinks na ipapainom nila sa mga a-attend, no, ng event na yon is yung mga drinks na binebenta nila. No, and normally ang lalaki ng mga design nila na alak, no, and in that way, no, there is a promotion. Okay, yung Coca-Cola naman, nagpapa-concert din sila, no, in which kung saan ka tumingin andun yung logo nila. It's also promotion. Okay, even toothpaste, yan, naalala ko, the toothpaste, they are also conducting an event, no, for them to promote their product, no. Nandiyan yung lava palusa ng close up, no. It is a big kissing event, no. Kissing event naman siya na syempre they are promoting their toothpaste, no. Kumbaga what they wanted to say is, kung a-attend ka ng kissing event, kung a-attend ka ng lava palusa, no, mag-toothbrush ka muna, gamitin mo yung close up, parang ganon. Okay, so yun. So that's the importance, no, of event management in a business perspective, na kung saan, no, kapag nagtatrabaho kayo or magtatrabaho na kayo in the near future, no, sa mga companies, you will organize an event for that company, no, for this kind of purposes. Sa mga in-example natin, no, for the benefit that the business can promote their product, no, or for the benefit that the business can promote the brand awareness, no, ng mga products na offer nila, no. And here are the other reasons now why businesses are conducting an event. No, it's either they wanted to inform and educate the community about the cause. No, ito yung mga event na meron tayong mga seminar na tinatawag, meron tayong mga webinar, which is the purpose of that event, no, is to inform and to educate the community, no. The next is to obtain media coverage for an activity or an organization, no. Normally itong mga companies na to, when they organize an event, they wanted that there is a media coverage, no, para it can be promoted to a large market, no, or a large market size. May mga ilang companies naman that they organize an event because they wanted to raise funds. Na ito yung mga fundraising activities, no, na normally sila yung kunwari mga nag-auction, or kunwari yung mga artista na magbebenta ng kanilang mga merchandise or kanilang items for a cause, no, or minsan naman yung mga concert for a cause, no. So yun yung mga importance na naibibigay ng isang event, no, to celebrate a community's strength, no, and cohesiveness, an awards or presentation ceremony, no. So what we are trying to say here is, yung iba't ibang klase ng events na to, there are importance, no, and depende sa event na yon yung importance na binibigay nila. And here are just the examples or the other reasons na why businesses are conducting events. Okay, so itong mga nasa list na ito, no, these are self-explanatory and we will encounter them while we are in the progress, no, of our discussion. Okay, so Okay, so let's discuss now the last topic in the lesson 1 in our instructional materials, now which is it is some of the saan na yung aking slide? Ayan. Ayan. Okay? So ito yung ilan sa mga tips no na dapat meron no or dapat na taglayin ng sino man na gustong pasukin ang mundo no ng event management. Okay? So the first one there is do not lose your composure under stress. Okay? Yes, the event management is stressful, no? Nakaka-stress ang mag-conduct or mag-organize ng event, no? Event management is stressful, especially during the preparation stage pa lang, no? And may mga times na mas malala ang stress. So if you are an hour or 2 or 3 hours before the actual event, no? Kasi andyan yung let's say nagse-set up na kayo ng venue, wala pa yung ganitong suppliers, no? Wala pa yung mga may mga suppliers na delay ang pag-deliver ng foods, no, ng cakes, no, or kunwari yung nakuha mong lights and sounds, may hindi nagpa-function na equipments, no, or merong suppliers na hindi pala kayo nagkaintindihan, no, when it comes to the designs, no, or when it comes to the numbers of shares, no, or giveaways na kinulang, ganyan, no. Na-stress ka kasi what if ma-disappoint yung clients mo kasi ito yung pinag-usapan nyo pero hindi nangyari, no, kasi may pumalpak with your clients. Okay, so those are some of the examples, no, na kung saan in event management, no, it is something that causes you or that can give you stress. Okay, but whatever happens, no, you need to keep your composure. Okay, kapag sinabi natin composure, it is the state of being it is the state or feeling of being calm, no, kalmado and in control of the situation. Okay, so dapat kalmado lang, no, kalmado lang dapat, no, kalma lang, no. In that kind of situations, now what you need to do is to come up with plans. Okay? Kung ano ang pwede mong gawin para lang magawa ng paraan yung mga shortcomings or aberya. Okay? Kasi kung magwawala ka or mag-attitude ka na bakit ganito, bakit ganyan, no? Kung gagawa ka ng eksena or magsisigaw ka na bakit ganito, bakit ganyan, ito yung pinag-usapan natin pero hindi nangyari, no? Walang masosolve sa pagwawala mo. No, walang masosolve sa pag-stress mo sa sarili mo or walang masosolve kapag you will lose your composure, no? Much better to stay calm and do something to fix the problems. Okay? So the next after don't lose your composure under stress, next is pay attention to details. Okay? Now, bakit kailangan mong mag-pay attention to details? Okay? It is one of the skills na meron ng isang successful at magaling, no, na event manager. Now, why? Sir, bakit? No? As an event organizer or event manager, if you are managing the event because someone are paying you, no, you are doing an event because someone are paying you, no, to do the job. In other words, in order for us, no, to satisfy the needs and satisfaction of our clients, no, we will make sure that everything is nagagawa natin ng maayos according sa napag-usapan or according dun sa gustong mangyari, no, ng client natin. Okay? Dapat nagagawa natin siya ng maayos. Kasi may mga instances, no, na para magawa lang, no, or para matapos lang, kahit ano na lang yung gagawin. May mga ganun eh. May mga ibang event management na, sige, okay lang, ganito lang, magawa lang, matapos lang, mabayaran lang tayo. Okay? It's a big no, no, na dapat everything is na-check mo, no, everything is nakikilatis mo, no, na talagang even yung mga gagawing galaw or yung galaw ng mga staff or people mo, no, is na-check mo din, no, towards the attainment of your goal to make the event that you are organizing successful one, no, na kung saan walang magiging aberya, no. And kapag nagawa mo itong paying attention to details ng tama, ng maayos, no, hindi mo po problemahin yung nasa number 1 natin, no. You will not be stressed, no, and you will not lose your composure kasi every details are being checked. Okay? So next is Okay, next is be a good listener. Okay? In event management, no, you need the skill, no, you need the skill of being a good listener. Bakit? Okay? Kasi you have to remember that your goal is to provide the needs and satisfaction of your clients. Okay? And in order for you, no, to do that, you should be a good listener when it comes to ano ba ang gusto ng client mo. No, kasi normally they have something na nai-envision nila na kunwari sa debut, the debutant wanted this thing to happen. Na gusto nilang kunwari ang entrance nila is let's say kunwari ang entrance niya is ilalapag siya ng isang helicopter, no? Or something like that. No, or dapat ganito, dapat ganyan. No, in the role of event management is to make those clients dream, no, to come into a reality. No, that's the purpose of the event management, no, to transform the dream into a reality. No, nagagawan mo ng paraan, or you can also suggest kung imposibleng mangyari tong bagay na to, what are the alternatives, no, for it to happen, no? And hindi yung ikaw yung magde-decide ay hindi to available, at ay ito na lang, no, ay okay lang naman siguro, maganda din naman siguro to, no. Lalo na if you are not consulting your client with those changes or alternatives, no, don't do that. Okay, don't decide on your own, no, and always consult for the approval of your clients, no, and listen to every details, no, that they want for their event to happen, no, which is your job to fulfill. Okay, so these are some of the helpful tips, no, that can help you to improve your management skills. And as we proceed now with our discussion for this semester, we are going to learn more. Now, what are the other skills that we should learn or that we should acquire na if we wanted to enter the world of the event management business? Okay, or ano ba yung dapat na mga skills na meron tayo if in case that as a secretary in the future, no, sa mga companies, no, ano ba yung mga skills na dapat nating tagalayan for us to be successful, no, in the event, no, na ima-manage natin. Okay? So, yan, pa-shout out din daw kay Maria Eliza Montiano and Frederick Tifait is offering a virtual hug, and late si sinong late? Si Stephanie Molina. Manda ka sa akin mamaya, Steph. Meron tayong quiz. Okay? So, moving forward, ayan, so kung nakikita nyo, meron lang tayong 9 na slides. Inom lang ako ng water, wait lang. Alright. Okay, so let's proceed on our next discussion, which is to give you the top 10 steps. Nabibisaya talaga ako. Sakit kasi nalalamunan ko. To give you the top 10 steps that you need to consider in planning an event. Okay? So ito yung ating nasa lesson 2, no, ng ating instructional materials. Okay? So yeah, I'll give you the top 10 steps that you need to consider in planning an event, no? So these are the event, yung tinatawag natin na the event management procedures, okay? Procedures yung tawag natin dito. The first one is develop your event goals and objectives, okay? So event management, no, it is the very first step in event management procedures. No, kasi itong mga goals and objectives of your event, no, they will define the desire and results, no, of the actions na gagawin mo in your event management strategy, no. And in developing your goals and objectives, you need to answer the questions like why are you organizing this event? That's number one. The second question that you should answer is what is the purpose of organizing this event, no? Bakit mo ino-organize ang event mo, or ano yung dahilan kung bakit kailangan mong organize itong event na ito? Okay? So, before you begin, no, crafting your specific goals, no, and objectives, come to think of considering ano ba ang purpose, no, kung ano ba ang purpose kung bakit kailangan mong gawin itong event na ito. Okay? And by the way pala, no, the center of our subject is event management in a corporate or in a business perspective. Okay? So ang approach natin sa event management is on the side of the business. Okay? So yeah, that's why no we need to discuss this, no, kasi baka mamaya ang nasa isip ninyo, bakit kaya dinidiscuss pa to ni sir na may goals or objectives, no? Eh kapag nag-organize naman kami ng birthday party, hindi na tinatanong kung ano ang goals, hindi na tinatanong kung ano ang objectives, no? Eh ang gusto lang naman namin is magsaya, no, mag-enjoy, mag-party at mag-celebrate, no? And that's it, no? Those are the examples of goals and objectives for personal events. Okay? But when it comes to the corporate, no, or other types of events, no, we need to craft itong tinatawag natin na objectives and goals, no? So you need to identify ano ba ang purpose ng gagawin ng event. Okay? It's either you want to promote a business or a product or a new brand, no, or you want to advocate something in your community, no, or you want to provide educational opportunities, or you just want to provide leisure, no, but in return you wanted to earn. Okay, so those are some examples or the purposes why the businesses or the corporations, no, or the organizations are organizing event, no. So those are some examples why events are being organized. Okay, so this goal is where you will start, and the objectives will create the roadmap, no, to achieving your goals. Okay, so and why do we need to develop the event goals and objectives, no? Sabi dyan sa step 1, we need to develop your event goals and objectives. No, sir, bakit kailangan nating mag-develop ng event goals and objectives, no? It is because the event management goals and objectives, they constitute an integral part of the event management strategy which cannot be removed or omitted. Okay? In other words, these goals and objectives, they serve as the foundation, no, na as long as you have that foundation, no, hindi siya madaling masira or something like that. Okay? Same with the events. No, as long as you have the goals, as long as you have the objectives, may mga aberya man na dumating, no, hindi siya basta-basta masisira, no? And by the way pala, no, baka naguguluhan na kayo na with the difference between goals and objectives, no, or possible you are having a confusion. Bakit goal and objective? Sir, magkaparehas lang ba sila or magkaiba? Okay? So, kapag sinabi nating goal, no, ito yung gusto mong mangyari at the end. Okay? Pag sinabi nating goal, ito yung gusto mong mangyari at the end. Okay? Let's say your goal is you wanted to finish your schooling. Okay, or you wanted to graduate with a flying colors, no, that's your goal. Okay, that's your goal that you wanted to happen at the end ng pag-aaral mo. Okay, kapag sinabi naman nating objectives, these are the precise actions, no, or measurable steps na kailangan mong gawin for you to move closer to your goal, no. Kung yung goal mo is to graduate with flying colors, no, your objective should be dapat ngayon pa lang you are already doing your job, nagalingan sa mga subjects mo, no, you are complying in every requirements of your subjects, no. So that's the example of objectives, no. So that's the difference between goal and objectives. Okay, but these goals and objectives should work in harmony, no, to make sure that the goal will be produced, no, as a result of accomplishing the objectives, no. So always dapat silang tandem, no, because setting goals without doing or without assigning measurable objectives, no, will likely lead to goals that will never get accomplished, no. Kasi for example, mag-goal ka lang that your goal is you wanted to graduate or you wanted to graduate with flying colors, pero hindi ka naman gumagawa ng objectives mo kung paano mo ma-reach yung goal mo na yon, walang kwenta, no. It will not matter, no. So going back with event management, no, itong developing or itong setting goals and objectives, no, it is the first important step that needs to be considered, because these goals and the objectives will help us, no, to reach the desired outcomes, no, in event. Okay, so next is, the next step is organize your team. Okay, okay, once meron ka nang na-set na goals and objectives, no, once may objectives, once may goals ka na, no, of course, you need people, no, to help you. Okay? So syempre kailangan mo ng tao na kailangan mo ng tao na natutulong sa iyo. Hello. Ayan, so nagkaroon tayo ng technical difficulties. Naririnig niyo ba ako? Ayan. So ito yung mga sinasabi natin ng mga mga technical difficulties na pwedeng mangyari, no? So yun, saan tayo naputol? I think we're done with the first step. So let's proceed now with our discussion. Ha. Bakit kasi mga hindi tayo artista, no, para ayusin ang ating connection, mga artistahin lang pero hindi artista. So, mhm, mhm. Hold on. Wait lang. Okay, so I think you can still hear me. Okay, so let's proceed now. So we're done with the first step now to develop your event goals and objectives. The second step is to organize your team. Okay? So once na meron na tayong na-set na goals and objectives, na of course, you need people no, to help you in doing the objectives to accomplish your goals na sinet mo. Okay? Kasi you can't do it nang mag-isa ka lang. Okay? You will always need a team or members to work with you. Okay, kasi kung ayos from planning no down to execution, now believe me it will be very stressful. Now that's why after setting your goals and objectives, the next procedure that you need to consider in event management is organizing a team. Okay? So that all the plans no that needs to be done can be accomplished easily. Okay? Kasi you can allocate or designate each task no to each of your members. And your task as the head or the manager is to oversee every task kung nagagawa ba nila ng tama or ng maayos. Okay? Of course, organizing your team is not enough. No, dapat merong ding teamwork na tinatawag. Sabi nga natin, teamwork makes the dream work. Okay? So the next is, the third step is establish your budget. Okay? So medyo bibilisan na lang natin ng konti ang ating discussion kasi I'm not sure with my signal na nawawala-wala ang signal, baka mawala na naman tayo. Okay, so let's proceed with the third step, no? Which is, the third step is to establish your budget. Okay? So in event management, uh, in event management, establishing your budget is one of the crucial step na dapat kinukonsider no during the planning stage pa lang. Okay? You need to identify magkano ba ang pera no na ilalaan for the event. No, kasi from the range of money or from the range of budget, no, doon tayo magbe-base sa other plans na gagawin natin. Okay? Kasi what if let's say sa venue pa lang, no? Ang kinuha mo is worth 10,000 pesos. Then for you to find out ang allotted budget lang pala is 15,000. Okay? So it will not work. No, uh, not unless meron kayong mag-aabono ka or you are willing na mag-abono. Okay? So it is said that that budget will be a detailed forecast of what will be happening financially no at your event. Okay? Kasi kung alam mo kung magkano lang yung budget mo, it will help you to control your expenses and revenue na rin, no? Kaysa naman mag-abono ka from your personal money kasi nga kinulang, no? Parang 15,000 lang pala ang budget for the event, tapos kumuha ka ng venue na worth 10,000, papaano pa yung ibang bagay na kailangan mong gastusin, no? So, alangan naman mag-abono ka. And the reason kung bakit nga tayo nag-event management is for us to have additional income, di ba? Kasi minsan, lalo na yung mga event management business, doon sila kumikita in every events na that they are organizing. Okay? Or let's say wala pang exact amount of budget kasi it's either pag nag-organize ka ng event, it's either meron ng allotted na budget na ganito or meron din naman. That's why kumukuha sila ng event management is for the event management to identify kung magkano ba ang pwedeng gastusin. Okay? So let's say wala pang exact amount of budget, no? Kasi kunwari your boss or your client don't know or how much they will spend for the event, no? As the manager or event organizer, na ikaw ang binigyan ng task to know kung magkano ba dapat ang budget. Okay, which is you can give an estimated amount na after checking and considering the possible expenses. Okay? And ano-ano ba yung mga bagay that you should consider in creating the budget? Okay? So here are some of the critical expenses that you need to include in your budget. No, so syempre, first is hindi dapat mawawala ang venue. Okay? Paki-take note na lang kasi hindi ko nagawa ng PowerPoint to kasi kanina ko lang ginawa yung aking PowerPoint. Okay? So these are some of the critical expenses that you should include, no, in your budgeting plan. Okay? So the first one is of course the venue. Okay? So this cost should encompass the rental as well as any insurance, no, that you need to purchase with the venue, no? Kasi of course, if you will organize an event, no, you need a venue, no, not unless your business organization or company, no, or client is meron silang place where to conduct the event. Okay, if meron man, edi good, it will be lesser expenses, no, and wala ka nang poproblemahin sa venue. Okay? Kasi minsan, sa paghahanap pa lang ng venue, no, mahirap na. And choosing a venue is the one decision that will have the largest impact on your event, no? And kapag naghahanap ka ng venue, no, you should already have the necessary details like the date kung kailan, no, or the date kung kailan for you to check the availability, no, of the venue kung available pa ba siya. No, kasi kung maghahanap ka na kaagad ng venue pero wala ka pang target na date kung kailan ang event, no, mahirap 'yon. No, let's say nagustuhan mo ang venue pero dahil wala pang date, no, baka maunahan ka na mag-book for that venue ng ibang event, no? So maghahanap ka na naman ng bago, mahihirapan ka na naman. No, which is aside from the date, dapat alam mo na rin kung gaano kadami ang expected na attendees, kung gaano kadami ang expected na a-attend, no, sa i-organize mong event, no, for you to also consider the size of the venue, no, na pipiliin mo. Kasi hindi ka naman pwedeng pumili ng maliit na venue pero sobrang dami pala ng a-attend na attendees. Okay? Ayun nga, so let's say nakapili ka na ng venue, no, sabihin natin na pasok sa needs ng event mo, you should make sure to know kung magkano yung reservation fee, no, like may additional charge ba. Kasi some venues, they are charging, ito yung tinatawag na corkage, no? Meron tayong jargon word na corkage. Okay, which is, kapag sinabi natin corkage, ito yung kailangan mong bayaran, no, at magpapasok ka ng catering. Okay, or magpapasok ka ng lights and sounds dun sa venue na yon, or magpapasok ka ng anumang hindi mo binili sa kanila, no, something like that. Okay, which is later on I will share more details, no, about the things, no, to consider in the venue kasi may separate topic tayo to discuss that. Okay, so going back with our topic, no, about the things to consider, the third topic natin that you need to consider in establishing the budget, no, aside from the venue. Now we also need to consider the second one is the food and drinks. Okay, expenses, the expenses for the food and drinks. Okay, kasi saan ka nakakita ng event or party na walang foods, di ba? Okay, next is entertainment. Okay, normally sa mga event, may mga event na hindi nawawala yung mga entertainment or production number or intermission number, no? andyan yung mag-hire ka ng singers or dancers no, or performers or depende sa event. No? Minsan, ang kailangan mo is DJ for music-related events no, or speaker. If in case ang event na i-organize mo is seminar or conference no, or webinar, no? And if in case that you will be inviting performers, no, normally, aside from the talent fee, no, aside from the talent fee na ibabayad mo sa kanila, they are sometimes requiring for the event management to also cover their travel, no, or accommodation costs, no, or something like that. Na kasi kunwari, ako, artista ako, in-invite nyo ako sa event ninyo. So, syempre, minsan gusto ko na hindi niyo lang dapat babayaran ng aking talent fee for attending the event. Kailangan sagutin niyo din yung aking travel expenses, no? Na kunwari, taga ano ako, taga Bicol region ako, tapos you want me to attend your event sa Palawan, then you need to cover my travel expenses, no, together with my accommodation, no? May mga instances na gano'n no, that you should also include with your budget if in case that you will include entertainment no package in your event. Okay? So, that's the thing that you also need to consider no sa budget nga natin. And syempre, hindi mawawala ang decor no, or decorations. Okay? So, depende of course, depende sa kung ano ang theme ng event. Okay? You will be needing this decors. No? Minsan, nakakatipid or nakakalas ka sa decors kasi yung ibang venues, no, they are offering free use of their available decors or decorations, no? Now, just in case lang na hindi match ang decors nila sa team mo, that's the time that you need to allocate budget no, for the decoration. You also need to consider allocating budget for your staff o yung people mo. Okay? So magkano ba ang rate nila for helping you out with the event? Or magkano ba ang possible na transportation or accommodation expenses for them? No, especially kapag out of town no ang event na ino-organize mo or out of town yung mga event na inaayos nila. So dapat you also need to allocate the budget for their transportation expenses and something like that. Okay? So next is the marketing no for the marketing or for the invitation cost no cost for creating the invitation or cost for marketing or kunwari i-commercial niyo siya or something like that. Okay? There are a lot of other things no to consider in creating your budget depending on the event or the needs of the event no kasi nakadepende sa event na i-organize mo kung ano ang mga kailangan mong i-include sa budget. Okay? So, hindi ba ako ganun kabilis? Baka mamaya sobrang bilis ko nang mag-discuss. Naiintindihan pa naman ako, siguro. Kasi umuulan na ngayon, inaalala ko yung aking signal. Baka mamaya mawala na naman ng signal. So, siguro naiintindihan naman, no? Hindi naman ako ganun kabilis magsalita. Okay, sige. Let's proceed with the ilang step na tayo. Pang fourth step, which is set the date, no? Or setting the date. Okay? So, syempre, kapag nag-isip ka ng event, no, may plans ka na kung kailan. No, but if you will schedule a date for the event, no, or let's say, nasa plano mo talaga na kunwari, in this specific date ka mag-event, no, or you should allot 4 to 6 months for the preparations depending dun sa event, no? Kasi may mga event na lalo na kung expert ka na and marami kang clients or suppliers sa mga needs ng event mo, kaya mo ng 1 month, no? Pero depende sa laki or sa klase ng event na i-organize mo. No, kasi minsan may mga event na it will take you 4 to 6 years no, for you to prepare for that kind of event, no, which is depending nga sa laki. Okay? So the fifth step is creating an event master plan. Okay? Create an event master plan. Okay? Okay, so once you have already no, a good idea of all the costs no, and the timeline associated with your event, no, it is better, or should I say it is advisable that you have an event master plan, no? Kapag sinabi nating event master plan, it is the list of ito yung listahan ng mga plano mo or activities, no, na kailangan mong gawin in preparations of the event na i-organize mo, no, in your master plan, no, nakalista dapat dito yung mga schedule, no, or timeline na nagagawin mo. Okay, or should I or it should serve as a to-do list, no, or a checklist ng mga kailangan mong ma-accomplish para dun sa preparation ng event mo, no, uh, for you to keep track, no, para ma-monitor mo or ma-track mo kung alin ba ang okay na, no, kung alin ba yung mga kailangan mo pang ayusin or something like that. It is because everything should go smoothly, no? Or minsan, you can just simply say that it's all in my head. No, okay lang kahit wag na ako gumawa ng master plan kasi naalala ko naman. No, may mga ganun tayong may mga ganun tayong mindset. Siguro kahit hindi ko nailista, kaya ko namang maalala it's all in my mind naman, no? Hindi ko naman siguro makakalimutan 'yon, no? But believe me, without you writing it all down, no, with this kind of mindset, no, it will be much difficult for you to track the progress, no, since event management is somehow stressful. No, papaano kung kunwari kapag na bad trip ka sa isang bagay, no, baka mawala sa isip mo na, uy, oo nga pala, hindi pa pala okay tong isang to or something. Eh di may nakalimutan ka na. So pag magkakandaletse-letse na yung mga plano mo, na at during the event itself, may mga nakalimutan ka pala, doon ka na may stress, no? So mawawala na naman yung composure mo or something like that. Okay? So the fifth step, sorry, sakit naman ng lalamunan ko, is, ilan na ba tayo? 6 pala. The sixth step is booking your venue. Okay, booking your venue. Okay? So as a continuation dun sa dinidiscuss natin kanina, no, sa venue, no, in creating budget procedure, okay, in choosing a venue, no, or booking a venue, there are a lot of things, no, for you to consider. Okay? So kanina, na-discuss na natin that in choosing a venue, you should consider the budget, no, and the size of the attendees. Okay? The other factors, no, that needs to be considered before you book a venue for your event, no, is yung tinatawag natin na accessibility to location. Okay? Or accessibility or location. No, itong location ba ng venue na ito na pipiliin natin, malapit lang ba siya sa most numbers of attendees? Sorry, kung medyo malayo man, are there any accessible or malapit ba ito sa mga public transportation vehicles? No, or as well as in selecting the venue, you should also consider the accessible entrance, no? As well as meron bang mga washroom, no? Meron bang mga comfort room, or if in case ba may mga invited kang speaker or performers, may room ba for them to stay? No, meron ba silang magagamit na room, no, na during the event, or kung hindi pa sila, meron silang pag-iistehan, okay, or something like that. No, those are some of the things, no, that we need to consider, okay, in choosing a venue. Okay, next thing to consider in choosing a venue or booking a venue is the size. Okay, so ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, that you should know the number of your attendees bago ka pumili ng venue. Okay? Because you need to consider kung magkakasya ba itong number of attendees na meron dito sa event na to, dito sa pipiliin mong size ng venue or dito sa size ng venue na ito. Okay? Next thing to consider in choosing a venue is the parking area. Okay? So you also need to expect, no, na possible karamihan or may mga attendees ka na merong mga sasakyan. And if in case na may mga sasakyan silang dala, meron ba silang mapagpa-parkingan? No, are there any parking lot available for the attendees of your event? No, you need to consider the comfortability of your attendees. No, kasi you are not only organizing the event, no, for the client or for the celebrant. No, you are also you're also organizing the event for the attendees as well. No, baka kasi naman mamaya sobrang layo pala ng available na parking space, no, na kailangan pa nilang maglakad. Okay? So, parking, considering the parking area is one of the factor that the event manager is also considering. Okay? Pero usually naman, lahat naman ng mga negosyo na nag-aalok ng venue, normally meron talaga silang mga parking lot. Okay? Pero may mga iba naman na hindi talaga planado na or tinayo yung place na yon, not for the for the venue itself. So walang mga parking lot, no. So that's why we always need to consider or to check the parking space. Okay? Next thing to consider is the audiovisual. Okay? You need to make it clear, no, kung may package ba ang venue with the audiovisual. Now, baka kasi mamaya mag-assume ka na merong kasamang audiovisual sa venue, eh wala naman pala. Now, what if on the actual event date or nagpe-prepare na kayo, no, kunwari mamaya na ang event. Ayan na yung kinakatakutan ko. Wala na ng malakas. Okay. So, what if on the actual date, mo nalaman, no, na wala kang nakuhang available na lights and sound suppliers, eh di patay ka na, no? Kasi parang umaasa ka or nag-assume ka na sa venue na kinuha mo, meron siyang audio-visual equipments. Pero nung nagsiset up ka na okay na, ayos na lahat ng arrangements, itetest mo na lang sana yung mic or yung sounds, walang gumagana kasi wala naman palang nagpa-function. Eh wala kang makukuhang available na lights and sounds that can provide you, eh do wala na, patay yung party mo, no? So, lagot ka sa client mo. Okay, so GG, well played buddy ka, di ba? So yun, if ever na meron man, no, you need to check. Baka mamaya meron nga, kaya lang display lang pala yon, no, hindi naman pala nagfa-function, no, hindi naman pala gumagana. No, you need to check, no, kung anong audiovisual equipments ang available for you to check, for you to use, no, with that venue. Okay, so you need to check din kung ano yung mga kulang pa na kailangan mong idagdag, no. And other thing to consider with checking or booking the venue is yung insurance. Okay, may mga venue kasi na you need to purchase a separate insurance, or you have to check with them their liability rules, no, kasi normally yung mga businesses na nag-o-offer ng venue for events, normally, it's either kasama sa babayaran nyo or naka-package deal na yung insurance. Or minsan naman, separate mong kailangan bayaran ang insurance with them for using the venue. Okay? And you have to check their liability rules. No? Just in case, bakit kailangan may insurance? Okay? The reason for that is if in case, no, na may accident na mangyari during your event, which is hindi naman natin hinihingi, no, at least insured kayo, no, even the people na nandun sa venue na yon, no. Iba na yung sigurado, na that's why may mga venue that are offering insurance, no, that you need to pay for them, no. And the last is the cost of the venue. You need to check magkano ba ang overall, or magkano ba ang down payment, no? If may corkage, magkano? If in case sa hindi sinasadyang pangyayari na kailangan mong i-cancel, may return payment policy ba sila? If in case na kinancel mo, bawal na bang makuha yung down payment? No, kasi may mga ganun kasi, no? May mga ganung venue na kapag nag-book ka na sa kanila, kapag nag-down payment ka na sa kanila, if in case na you need to cancel your event kasi kinancel na ni client, hindi mo na mababawi kung ano yung down payment mo. That's why you also need to check, no, those kind of things. Okay? The seventh step is, okay, brand your event. Okay? So the next event management, this next event management procedure, no, is only applicable for corporate events, no, or events of the business organizations, no, or the companies, especially if the event is to launch a product or for promotional. No, of course, you need the brand. You need branding your event. No, you need to brand Yan. So, nagbo-buffering tayo dahil umuulan. Okay, so naririnig nyo na ba ulit ako? Ah, ayan, ayos na, okay, na bumalik na ako, I'm back. Sana all bumabalik. Anyways, ayun, so moving forward now with our discussion, natuloy na natin. Okay, so natigil tayo with branding your event. Okay, the seventh step. Okay, so kapag if you are working no in a company or a business or in the marketplace industry, normally the events no, that you are organizing is to promote the product or to launch a product. Okay, in that situation, no, it's important that you need to do this seventh step. No, that you should brand your event. No, because if you want your event to stand out, no, or you should come up with something no, to catch interest of your attendees. Now, usually, what the company is doing is gumagawa sila ng mga promotional videos no, or they are creating a tagline no, and any other effective marketing tool for them to promote the event no, so that on the actual event they can brand or they can promote their products. Okay, so the next step is also applicable no for corporate events no, which is identifying and establishing partnership and sponsorship. Okay, kasi kadalasan sa mga corporate events no, like seminars or conference no, concerts and charity events no, they would be needing to ask for partnership or sponsorships for them to lessen their costs. And normally, karamihan ng mga companies, they really provide sponsorship or they really provide uh, partnership for that company's promotion. Okay? Kasi in every companies kasi, bawat kumpanya, no, they have an allotted budget. Meron silang nakalaan na budget na ito. Budget na ito is for promotion or for sponsorship. No? Na kunwari I will organize a seminar. No? um, I will send a letter to the different companies asking for sponsorships in which I will indicate the possible X deal, no? Kasi normally, no, ang mga company kadalasan nanghihingi sila ng mga X deal, no? Kunwari ako, mag-organize ako ng event and I will Okay, so let's continue with our discussion. Ang dami talaga mga mga technical errors na nagaganap. Ito yung mahirap sa online. Okay, so going back now with our discussion, which is nandun na tayo sa partnership and sponsorship. Na yun na nga, kunwari, kunwari I will organize a seminar. No? Um, Kunwari, I will send a letter, magpapadala ako ng letter sa mga companies asking for sponsorship. No, and yung mga companies na yon bago sila pumayag to give sponsorship or to give partnership with the seminar kunwari na gagawin ko, always yan may kasamang X deal, no? Kunwari, may mga companies na ang gagawin nila, mamimigay sila ng products nila na kailangang ipamigay sa mga audience ng event ko. Kunwari, or kung hindi naman goods, so they will give cash, no? But in return, no, it can be cash or goods, no? But in return, or ang X deal, kailangan yung logo nila, it's either nakaprint sa invitation or posters ng events, or kunwari during the event, mga 3 or 5 beses mong babanggitin ang business nila, no, or minsan naman you need to flash their commercials, no, or something like that. No, kaya minsan, syempre yung event na gagawin mo, minsan may ano yan, may gagawa ka ng Facebook page. No, na kung saan doon sa Facebook page kailangang i-promote mo or i-play mo doon yung commercial na ng mga companies na yon, no. Yun yung tinatawag natin na yun yung tinatawag natin na X deal, no, with the companies for them to provide sponsorship or partnership dun sa event na gagawin mo, which is ang magiging benefit sa'yo sa event manager is malilesen yung kailangan mong gastusin kasi mamimigay sila ng pera, and at the same time marami kang pwedeng ipamigay sa mga attendees mo for them to attend. Okay, so that step is for a corporate event. Okay, so the next procedure is, yan, pang 9 na tayo, tapusin na natin to. The next procedure is creating a publicity plan. Okay, so once again, this is for corporate events, no? You need publicity so that people would know na meron kang ganitong klaseng event na paparating. Okay, for you to make sure na meron kang attendees dun sa event mo. No, it's either you will create promotionals, no, to be posted on your website or sa FB page or sa mga billboards, no, or sa commercials or something like that. Okay, that's for the corporate events. No, for personal events naman, no, like weddings or do, what they are usually doing, no, para masabi that they are creating a publicity plan, no, they will post a save the date video clips, no, or photos, no, from the prenup, parang ganon. Okay, so that's publicity. Okay, the last procedure, no, to follow in event management is determining the day of process, the day of processes. Okay, it's more on the actual program of the event. Okay, which is kapag sinabi nating program, no, it's all about, or it's all of the activities, no, that you need to check before the event, activities that you need to check during the event, no, and activities that you need to check after the event, no. And itong program na dinidiscuss ko is iba siya doon sa program, no, na nakikita ni attendees. Okay, Okay, so nasa last na tayo. Tuloy na natin to. Tapusin na natin. Malapit na. Okay, so the last one is determining the day of processes. No, itong sinasabi kong day of processes, it's all about the program, no? And itong program na to na for event management is iba siya sa mga program na nakikita ng mga attendees, no? Kasi sa program ng attendees, yung hawak nilang papel, no, ang nakikita lang nila doon is for the actual event, no? But as the event manager or the event management staff, no, you should have the well detailed program na parang ito yung ito yung the activities or the things that you need to check or that you need to ensure on the duration of the event, no, like the time kung kailan dapat mag-ayos ang lights and sounds, kung kailan dapat darating ang catering, no, kung anong time magpapa-registration, kung anong time magpapapasok ng bisita, or during the actual event, no, anong oras susunduin ang guest speaker or something like that, or performers, or kung anong oras pakakainin, anong oras magliligpit, mga ganyang bagay, no. And we will be discussing in our another lecture, no, to give you the full details, itong tinatawag natin na ingress and egress na tinatawag. So yun yung the full details of the program na dapat meron sa event management. Okay? So those are some of the jargon words in event management. Okay? And itong 10 steps na diniscuss natin, no, these are some of the process or procedures, no, that you need to consider in event management. No, and as we are in the progress of our discussion, now we will know more details in event management, and you will be learning jargon words about jargon words, no, that you also need to know in event management. Okay, and on our next lecture, I will discuss with you the event management concept and conceptualizing, creating, and developing events. Okay, so that's our lecture for today, or that's our introduction to event management. No, and sorry for some technical errors na naganap. And eto na nga, for me to identify, no, and for me to assess kung sino yung mga students, no, na nakapanood or nakapakinig ng lecture ko. Kasi 'di ba, the reason why we are doing this is the reason why we are recording this lecture is for those students na they can't attend the online, na meron silang babalikan, na, and for those students naman na kunwari while we are in the discussion, katulad ng experience ko, naglalag or nagpuputol-putol, no, for you to na pwede mong balikan, no? So for me to assess kung ikaw ay nakapanood ka ba or nakinig ka ba ng lecture ko, is I want you to comment down sa comment section natin your last name. Then, what is your takeaway dito sa lecture natin? Okay? What is your takeaway, or what is the lesson, or what is the topic na may na-realize ka or may natutunan ka? Okay? So, that's all. Maraming salamat. Thank you. And later on, I will be uploading a quiz sa ating MS Teams, and see you 2 p.m. for our transcription and speed building. For our transcription and speed building subject naman, we will be using the Google Meet na lang. Okay? So yun lang. Maraming salamat. Thank you for attending my lecture and our class for today. See you later. Bye-bye.